So I wanted to do a dedicated video for Riddle oil because it's been like 2 years since I first started using it. So it all started when I was working at 11th Moon and the denim sales rep for CUE Denim came in to show us some new styles. Her name is Alex, we're friends. At the time she was living in Long Beach. I was living in Long Beach as well, so we just had a lot in common. We just always hit it off whenever she comes in. So I gave her a hug when she came in, and then something about her scent, the scent that she was wearing that day, just totally threw me off guard because it wasn't loud, it wasn't very pungent or anything. I couldn't smell it when she was coming in. It was only when I hugged her that I smelled it, and it was very subtle. I don't know, I got kind of choked up just smelling it because I was like, I know what the scent is and I can't pinpoint it, and it smells so good. And it got to this point where we were talking and then I just had to stop her and ask her where she got her scent from, what is it? And she said, well, there's this other store in Abbot Kinney, or in Venice, that she reps for, and she got it from that store, and it's called Riddle oil. And then towards the end of our conversation, I was like, you have to pull it out. I need you to like see it and take a photo of it. So she took it out, I took a photo of it. This was like 2 years ago, and I remember this day so clearly. And then she actually let me try it on. At the time I was living in Long Beach, and the drive from Laguna Beach to Long Beach was like 2 hours because they were doing construction like everywhere. So I remember just sitting in traffic being bummed out and like sniffing my wrists and just loving the scent. But the entire time, and still to this day, I can't pinpoint where I originally smelled that scent. I was just so in love with it, and the sweater that I was wearing that day too, when I put it on the next day, I smelled it again, and it just, I don't know, it just really boosted my mood. So I had this scent on my mind for the next like couple days, and then finally when I had a day off, I trekked all the way to Abbot Kinney and bought my first bottle. The store that I bought it at is not there anymore. They had two sizes. They had like this size and the bigger size. And the smaller one's $50, the bigger one is $80. I was talking to the sales lady and she's like, yeah, my boyfriend and I use it. It's a unisex fragrance. So yeah, we use the smaller one and we plow through it within like, I think it was like 3 months or something like that. So as soon as she said that, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm buying the $80 one. So I bought the bigger one, and I just finished it recently. So I've been raving about this fragrance for the past like 2 years. And I don't know how, but she found me and she's like, hey, I saw that you really like the original fragrance. I just came out with like a whole line or a whole slew of different fragrances and stuff if you want to try it out. So she sent me the whole line. I got to try out everything. The two that I still reach for the most, still being the original, and then the new fragrance I like is Santal. But anyway, I'm going to break down the notes for you to see. This is the original. It's really hard to explain actually. It's like a, let me see. So the scent profile for the original scent is a fresh, clean, subtle presence made of musky base notes. And I actually use the original to layer on, so I'll put it on my pulse points, like on the wrists, right here, like on my neck and stuff, and then if I want to layer on another fragrance, then I'll go ahead and do that, or just wear this alone. I'm going to read the scent profile to you because I'm horrible at explaining things, but this is the top seller. It's made from amber, resin, musky base notes. The scent is often described as a your skin but better scent. The scent is unique to the user and is a non-scent scent. So when I bought it from the store, I remember the woman saying that your olfactory system like renews itself every 27 days. So after a certain period of time, after you wear it for so many days, you'll start to lose that scent. So you can't really smell it because it's made up of entirely base notes. So there's top notes, which is the scent that you smell first, the middle notes, which you smell a little bit later, and then the base notes, which you can kind of lose over time. It never really lost itself. Like it never really had a no scent to me. I always still smelled it, even though it might be a little bit less than what it was before. I know that Jen Rogers did a full review on this, and she was kind of frustrated by the fact that she couldn't smell it anymore. So Jen wrote Chelsea a letter about how she can't smell it anymore, and then Chelsea sent back like the most amazing smart letter I've ever like experienced. But she explained everything so perfectly. Like, you know how when people layer up fragrances because over time they kind of lose that original scent, so they just assume that no one else can smell their scent, so they just like pour loads and loads of perfume on themselves so that they can smell it, whereas everyone else is kind of offended by that scent. I'm gonna say though, this original scent, even if you layer up a ton of it, it will never get to the point where you're like overdoing it, in my opinion, just because it's such a subtle scent. So the original fragrance is still my favorite, even though I don't reach for it as much as I do now that I have like all these new fragrances as well. I don't know, to me it just feels like home. It just smells like something I am so familiar with but I can't pinpoint, and whenever I don't have it on I feel kind of naked without it. Oh, and Chelsea was kind enough to give me a discount code too, so if you guys are interested in purchasing this, use that code and you'll get a discount on this. Anyway, moving on from the original, my second favorite, which I've been reaching for a ton, but I don't use that much of it. This is Santal, and instead of like rolling it all over my body, I'll just do little dabs here and there, like a little dot here and there, all over my pulse points, and it's a little bit more of a stronger scent. There's like top, middle, and base notes. Let me read it to you actually. So the top note is spicy cardamom, the middle note is amber sandalwood, orchid, and the base notes are mango blossom, strawberries, and vanilla. And there are so many fragrances that I've tried out there that are similar to this. Like I would say Le Labo Santal 33 is within the same family. Even Commodity Book is in the same family. It's a bit more of like a cucumber scent though, and Maison Louis Marie makes one too, but I've tried them all, and my favorite is actually this one because it lasts the longest on me. So I'll use the tiniest amount and it'll stay all day, and whatever I wear, like whenever I wear a jacket and stuff and I have this on underneath, I can still smell it. So it's not too strong of scent, it's pretty subtle, but I just use a little bit of it. It's kind of one of those things where you have to come up to the person and hug them to smell them, which I like because I like discreet scents. But anyway, she came out with 2 new fragrances for spring, which I got to test out like a couple months before it came out, so I've been really excited about it. So she has this scent called Muse, which I've been using a ton lately. My mom actually really likes this scent too. As soon as she tried it, she was like rubbing it all over the place. It's also another like subtle scent. It smells like a spring vacation to me, and it's like definitely within the same family of the musky scents that I like, because there's bergamot. So there's bergamot, bay, ivy, peony, magnolia, honeysuckle, sandalwood, agarwood, I don't know what that is, amber, musk, peach, and coconut. So it's a little bit more fruity than what I normally go for, but oh my god, I really, really like it. It makes my mouth kind of water. And then there's poppy, which is like more of a fresh scent. This is a melon, lemon, lily, cyclamen, I don't know what that is, poppy, freesia, violet, jasmine, rose, ylang-ylang, orange blossom, and musk. And this to me smells like a really clean shampoo, like after you just washed your hair and got out of the shower. And it's funny because when I first got this, I was like, I don't know if I'll really like this, just because I'm really into like the musky, manly scents, like the unisex scents. It's been so crappy out lately. I mean, it's beautiful today, the sun's out, but the past like couple weeks or the past few weeks, it's been raining and just kind of crappy out. So this was kind of a mood booster. So I've been really loving this, but still the one that I reach for the most almost every day is the original fragrance, and then I'll layer something on top of that. So usually it'll be Santal. If I want to boost my mood, then I'll go for poppy. So I'll leave all the notes for all the fragrances in the description box down below from the order of like what I like the most, that I use the most. She makes like candles, which are great. They're in tins like these, so they're perfect for traveling. And I like the fact that it's in a tin so that it won't like break on you. It's not too much of a burden carrying this around rather than carrying around like a glass jar. And then there's also the lotions, which is like a very nice light, almost like a whipped lotion formula. Then she also makes the face oils, which I got a little sample of, and then she actually ended up sending me the full size, which is amazing. You just use about a nickel size amount, so for me that's like around 5 to 6 drops, and I use it as a daytime and nighttime moisturizer. The only thing about this is that it's fragrance, so I would definitely try it out first before purchasing it, just in case you're sensitive to fragrance. But it's like a very nice natural like essential oil scent, and I've been using this morning and night for the past like week or so, so I'll give you a full review on this as soon as I use it a little bit more. I want to use it for a few weeks before like really making a review on this. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I'm happy to answer anything. I can't believe I've never made a video about this. It's something that I use every single day. But yeah, I love it, and I hope you guys do too. And I'll have all the links down below for you. So I will see you guys in my next video.